In this example, we have the toothpick game, or maybe toothpick trick. They place a pile of 20 toothpicks on a desk and alternate turns. On each turn, the player can take one or two toothpicks from the pile. The player to remove the last toothpick is the winner. Nadine and Alice flip a coin to determine the starting player. Is there a strategy Alice can use to ensure that she wins the game? So we have 20 toothpicks. We're dropping them down to make it easy. In my simple little brain, my toothpicks are simply numbered 1 through 20. So your goal is to get the last toothpick. So the last toothpick, you can get the last toothpick by selecting either the last one or the second last one. So you can select one or two, and if you select one or two, then you win the game. So how do you make that happen? Well, sometimes it's easier to think about it from the end of the game. So instead of thinking about 20 toothpicks all at once, say what conditions have to happen in order for me to win the game? Well, when it's your turn, the last turn, if there's one or two toothpicks left, then you're going to win the game. So in order for that to happen, you have to make sure that when it's your opponent's turn, that they have 3 left. So when they have 3 left, they can't win the game. They have to take that third one, and they can choose one more if they want, or just the third one, but that will leave you with 1 or 2 to win the game. And that will happen as it goes on and on and on. If your opponent selects the 6th one, then you can choose up to the 4th one, which will leave 3 again for your opponent. And then when they choose 1 or 2, then you would either choose 1 or 2, the opposite of what they choose, so it's a multiple of 3. And that would continue as it goes. So all the multiples of 3 all the way along. So the strategy for the game is, if you go first, you would want to pick the first 2. So you pick 2 with your first choice. You pick 2 and leave the opponent with 18. If they choose 1, then you choose 2. If they choose 2, you choose 1. If they choose 2, you choose 1. If they choose 1, you choose 2. If they choose 1, you choose 2. If they choose 2, you choose 1. So every single time, depending on what they choose, you choose the opposite. They choose 1, you choose 2, and that will happen and work as long as you have the first choice and choose 2 at the beginning. So Alice will win if she goes first and selects 2 toothpicks. Each turn after, she would need to pick 1 if Nadine chooses 2, or take 2 if Nadine takes 1. Alice needs to leave Nadine a multiple of 3 toothpicks to win. So even if Nadine goes first, at some point along the way, you have to get it so that there's a multiple of 3 for Nadine to choose, and then you get into the right pattern. So it's all about getting into the right pattern.